my countrymen. I get the 23rd
out to the airport, and they will try to command us.
Their request, we announce that I am ready to go. There is no election.
I may have committed many sins in my life, but stealing money from the people, from the government, is not one of them.
The development of news and public affairs programming over DZRH is a distinct feature that marks its role in the history of Philippine radio. With politics consuming our national psyche, the commentaries by DZRH anchors on current events have kept the Filipino public vigilant and concerned, despite serious threats on the lives of many broadcasters and their families. A number of them chose to be vociferous, while a lighter tack anchored in the Pinoy's penchant for humorous gossip has been just as effective.
In spite of any result of any constitutional convention, I have no intention of running for a third term. Don't you think that 2 terms is enough for any man?
With the advent of the 70s, the Philippines, under then-President Ferdinand E. Marcos, began experiencing increased civil disorder. Feisty radio commentators severely criticized the administration, which succumbed to charges of violence and fraud, peaking with the Plaza Miranda bombing in 1970.
Ang nangyari ng Plaza Miranda bombing, talagang well-covered yung ban kasi yung proclamation rally ng Liberal Party during those days. Kaya lahat ng leader ng Liberal Party, except yung si Ninoy Aquino, ang wala doon, halos lahat nandun. Nang biglang magkaroon ng pagsabog ng 2 granada, marami na sugatan, marami rin ang namatay nung nandun na nagsimula yung usapan na maaaring i-declare na martial law. Kasi ang idineklara, suspension of the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus.
Use the powers vested upon me by Article 7, Section 10, Paragraph 2 of the Constitution to hereby suspend the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus.
Marami nag-akala na yun ang magiging simula ng declaration of martial law. Kaya napakahirap pa sa mga kagawad ng media. Hindi mo malaman kung sino ilalapitan, hindi malaman kung sino makakuhulihin, kung sino yung aarestuhin, ganyan. Mula noon, medyo maingat na mga kagawad ng media sa pag-cover ng mga similar event na tulad noon.
We have proclaimed martial law in accordance with the powers vested in the President by the Constitution of the Philippines.
Matter, if it is a case in court, I don't want to talk about it.
President Marcos' declaration of martial law in 1972 allowed him to close down the media and suppress dissent. Censorship, threats of legal sanctions, bribery, detention, physical intimidation, and ultimately death were the weapons used by the military in controlling media. DZRH was, however, allowed to continue operations, closely monitored by the Broadcast Media Council and eventually the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Advertising was limited per clock hour to 13 minutes. Even scripts for radio dramas were scrutinized for subversive content.
Juanco Aquino, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully and conscientiously fulfill my duties as President of the Philippines.
But with the assassination of Benigno Aquino Jr., radio was practically alone in presenting the true picture of an outraged Filipino people. and radio broadcasts were the catalyst that spurred on a nation to oust the authoritarian regime in a peaceful revolution called People Power, an event that the entire world applauded.
Mga kaibigan, kumpirmado na po ang ating report na ating nakalap ng umaga nang umalis si Minister Arilio Dacong alas 3:15. Tinapik po siya sa balikat at ang sabi sa kanya, call up Ege Apostol of Inquirer, call up some political friends and Cardinal Sin and some foreign press media. I might be arrested any moment from now.
Those were tough times. Malacanang was closely monitoring DZRH, but we were all out reporting from where we could, including Mr. Fred Elizalde himself, who personally drove one of our mobile units with Rick Radam in tow. DZRH was determined to be at the forefront of history in the making, while maintaining our neutrality. It was the only way to survive.